At the beginning of the Parshat, we're told that Bezalel, the master craftsman of the tabernacle, the Mishkan, used atzei shittim, acacia wood, to build the Aron, the Holy Ark. One of the commentators says that the atzei shittim provided protection and atonement for the Jews for a later transgression that was going to take place in a place called Shittim in the Midbar, in the wilderness. That unfortunate event was when many of the Jewish men were seduced by the daughters of Midian and engaged in acts of immorality and idolatry. Thousands died, but apparently it could and would have been a lot worse without the protection of the Shittim wood from the transgression at Shittim. It's not the only example of something like that happening in the Torah. We're told in an apparently unnecessary passage that Abraham got up early and saddled his own donkey when he was given the command to sacrifice his beloved son Yitzchak. Why do we need that detail? Commentators explain that many years later, that action, his zrizas, his alacrity, counteracted the similar alacrity that Bilam showed when he got up and saddled his own donkey when he went out to curse the Jews. So you never know. You may do righteous acts and gain merit that can provide protection to your descendants years in the future. And sometimes you get that protection even sooner. The Talmud records the story of Nechunya, the digger of wells. He used to dig wells so that the Jews would have water when they made their yearly pilgrimages to the Beis Hamikdash, to the Holy Temple. And one day, wouldn't you know it, his own daughter fell into a well, a cistern, and she was gone, presumed dead through drowning. But one of the sages reassured everyone, don't worry, she's going to be fine. And sure enough, incredibly, she survived. People went back to the sage and said, how are you so sure? Are you a prophet? He said, I just said to myself, how could the daughter of this person who spent so much of his labor in this area be felled in that same area? God wouldn't work that way. And sometimes you might even see the benefits yourself. Last week I was back in Florida for some talks. I had about an hour free in between a talk in Orlando and then a Shabbaton in Jacksonville. So I went out and rented a bike at the hotel where I was staying. They had a bike trail. I thought bike trail meant path, paved, maybe a dirt road, but it wasn't. It was an actual pretty intense mountain bike trail. And so I started, I was fine. Then I got to this area where they had this very narrow boardwalk that they had built a couple feet in the air. And in order to get up on top of it, instead of building a ramp, they had used these semicircular, like half logs, one on top of the other, that you had to ride over in order to get up on top of this boardwalk. So I figured, I can handle this. I'm an experienced mountain biker. I've ridden over all sorts of difficult terrain on my Peloton. And so I went forward headlong. All I know is that the next thing that happened was I was airborne. Off the bike, flying off this platform onto the ground. So as soon as I could, after hitting the ground hard, I got to my feet, because previously I had passed by some signs saying, watch out for alligators and snakes. I had no interest in meeting either one of them. And after getting to my feet, I was trying everything out. My neck, my shoulders, my arms, my wrists, and everything was working. I could not believe that I hadn't broken a bone or bones. I was thinking about it later. I was saying, you never know for sure how God works. But maybe I had some extra protection. Maybe because I was donating some of my time to the Jewish people, traveling to hopefully inspire some audiences. Maybe God said, I'm not going to let this guy who's traveling for the right reasons get hurt while traveling on a bike. So there are no guarantees. But I have it on pretty good authority. You engage in good deeds, you get extra merit, for sure, and often extra protection.